I apologize.
No, no worries. My name's Marie Matad. I am a resident of the neighborhood. I've lived here almost 20 years, and I'm generally in support of the development. I think that there perhaps has been some misinformation that was spread. I was received a notification about this meeting this evening, and it was stated that this would be supportive housing for those, including the formerly incarcerated, along with those who are suffering from or diagnosed mental illnesses, and those with substance abuse disorders. Is it possible to clarify if that interpretation is correct or incorrect? And just for full disclosure, I am an advocate for those that live with mental illness and their families. So again, I am very much in support of this type of service, but just want there to be clarity about that point.
Okay, I'll take that, Mariama. So Lantern has, since inception, has really tried to work collaboratively with the city on addressing the plight of unhoused people, mostly people who are coming from the shelter system. In this particular project, and in many of our projects, the single adult population in the shelter system tends to have an overlay of chronic health conditions on top of being poor, on top of being unhoused. They have some sort of other kind of chronic health condition. It can be medical, it can be behavioral. So that is, yes, there is that. And part of the model that I was talking about before is very much of a social work, mental health informed suite of services. And so knowing that who typically gets referred, we really have worked over the years to both identify, meet gaps and needs, and adapt to whatever changes may be happening in the populations that tend to be referred from shelter into housing. I'd say that the talk that we had about dealing with and adding certified substance abuse counselors is in part a reflection of the growing, prevalence, or I should say prevalence, the growing incidence of not even so much substance abuse. I think that's been very, very stable, but there have been issues in terms of what is the city of New York is encountering, and it's not just substances, but substances laced with detrimental additives. And so we've really been trying to focus on keeping people alive, reducing the risk of fatalities because of substance use. And I think that's the real thing that we've been leaning into, as well as using people with lived experience to better engage all of our tenants who may have, not everybody has substance use disorder. Sometimes people have much lighter use, but the consequences lately have been, I think, more pronounced. And so we will lean into that. We'll continue to lean into that. That's why we are working with NYU and other academic institutions and other philanthropic institutions to really try to figure out what is best practice, what is state of the art, and how we can adapt that to the supportive housing context.
And just for, that was helpful.
Go ahead, Ms. Todd.
I just have one last follow-up question. Just for clarity's sake, the supportive services, the wraparound services that we're talking about will deliver within the majority within the dwelling. Is that correct?
Yes, the model is based, the supportive housing model is based on having a suite of on-site services in the places where formerly homeless people live.
Thank you.
To provide ongoing, continuous throughout someone's life cycle in supportive housing touches and supports and guidance.
Thank you, Ms. Michael. Thank you very much.